I mean, just thinking of Sam at the helm of this great adventure, with its really dark humor and its twists and turns, and also the sort of ambiguity that the characters go through. I don't know, just a combination of all those things was very exciting to me as an actress, but then also thinking about, Sam directing that. And then him and I spoke, we've worked together before, so we were talking about the movie, and when he said, I was supposed to produce this, and I just couldn't let it go. I did the storyboards with his storyboard partner initially, and he said, it got its claws into me, and I couldn't let it go. And I thought, oh, that's so great. You just want to start with that kind of passion. And Sam's passion is, exceedingly passionate when it comes to making movies. He's such a master. He's, he gets so into story and character, and he's so collaborative, and you can throw the wackiest ideas at him, and he's like, I love it. Let's try it. And this movie just had a lot of room for that kind of experimentation. So that was really exciting. Well, I can't take credit for this, but a friend of mine saw it and called it a demented romp. And I thought that was a very apt description. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it has these great dark undertones. It is saying something relatable, but it's also really out there and fantastical. It kind of threads a lot of needles, which, going into it, we didn't know if we would be able to do that successfully or not. So it's a credit to Sam that I think he was able to really sew a lot of different tones together in a fun, surprising way.
Yeah.
It's not your straight ahead horror movie. It's not like, just gore for the sake of gore, although there is some of that too. Yeah, I think it's really, it's got a real diverse flavor to it in terms of where it starts, where it goes, how twisty it is. It's got all of Sam's great qualities to it, and particularly the dark humor. And it's masterfully made. He's a real master. He sets up complex shots. He's got a lot of innovative ideas that he wants to play out. These things that take a little bit more time, but you wind up with such a richer product in the end. So I love that he put that much time and energy into the look and feel of it. It feels elevated for, a thriller. At the beginning of the movie, Linda Liddle is, she's a real worker bee. She's been at the same job for a long time. She knows how to do everybody's job in the office with her eyes closed. But she's a little awkward. She kind of is living on her own planet a little bit, and she has a hard time relating to others, and they in turn have a hard time relating to her. I think she's a little bit of, she's just really passed over because she's not socially adept, but she's very, very good at her job. So she's at a point at the beginning of the movie where she's expecting this big promotion that she's just over the moon about. It's been promised to her. She's, excited about getting a new apartment and getting to she loves to travel. She loves adventure. She's just so excited about what the promotion is going to bring to her world. And then she's passed over for no good reason for an incredibly incompetent man below her. And it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And this is all done at the hands of Dylan's character, who sort of, his father dies, who was her original boss, who had promised her the promotion. He comes in, he doesn't care what his father promised. He's taking over. It's going to be his way or the highway. He's just one of those people that doesn't come in and learn the work culture at all. He's just making it up as he goes along. So Linda's pretty upset about that. And and then chaos ensues from there. Like I said, Bradley comes into the workplace not really caring about anyone's history or how hard they work or what they were promised. He's all about the optics of the office place. He wants, you know, cute girls behind the desks, go back to secretary times, and he he wants his best buddy to be his right-hand man, and even if he doesn't know what's happening. So he's really just acting fairly selfishly, and he's pretty insulting. I think he thinks he's just being honest, but it's pretty crude. So, and I think Linda's so taken aback. I don't think she's. I think she's used to being overlooked, but not directly insulted so greatly. So I think that really rocks her world, and it's pretty egregious what he's doing. So again, like her dreams are just crumbling before her. She's worked like 10 years towards this moment, which is supposed to be coming any minute, and then he just pulls the rug right out from under her, and he does it in such an insulting way. I think it would drive anyone round the bend. I mean, honestly, the survivalist side of this movie was very attractive to me when I read the script. I mean, I used to, one of my fantasies as a kid was like getting lost in the woods and having to make do with my surroundings, and I would, so, and then I did watch Survivor a lot with my sister and my brother-in-law, but my favorite show of all time is Alone. Do you know this survival series, Alone? It's crazy. It's incredible. So I'd watched a lot of that before I even knew of this movie. So it was something that but you're right. It doesn't mean I'm good at any of those things. So I got with Kai, and she taught me how to make fire and spear a fish and use a knife for all kinds of different things. Oh man, we did so much together, weave the pond fronds and make shelter, and she's incredible. And she knows something about everything, everything about everything. It seemed like, there was, we just asked her questions that weren't even really in her, department on set, like, first aid questions or anything. I mean, she was really only supposed to be with us for a few weeks, and we were like, Kai has to stay. She has to stay for this whole movie because she was so invaluable. She's just, she just knows so much. And I read her books, which were great. Some are more geared towards women, getting more women into the survivalist world. And then others were just like the survivalist Bible. So yeah, it was incredible to have her with us for the whole time. He brings so much. He's such an incredible actor. He's such a smart actor. He's such a brave actor, which I think went a long ways with this character. He wasn't afraid to be ugly, disliked, the bad guy. He swung for the fences, and I really just respect that, because it could have backfired, and I never thought it was going to, because he's so grounded always in it, and he's such an adept actor that it's never, no matter how big it got, it was never false, but he swung hard, and I think it definitely was to the film's advantage, because it just ratcheted everything up that much more. It made it more dangerous. He was more egregious for this character. And then you're rooting for her even more because he was so awful, and like I said, that I just think it was really skillfully done, because it could have gone arch. It could have been like, nobody's like that. But you're like, oh yeah, people are like that. They just sometimes know better than to say it, But he was a young, cocky guy that didn't know better. And that's the way he played it. And that's a person too. So yeah, I just, and I think it really worked for Sam's sensibility, this heightened, the so darkly comedic, Dylan really found the sweet spot of that dark comedy. This is a really visceral, active film going experience, where you're totally caught up in it. You're on the ride. There's the jump scares and you can't help but voice your experience out loud. I did seeing it, and I made it. So I knew it was coming, and I still jumped.